as Lumber Slingers.
Each podcast, we will be bringing you relevant and useful industry information, including interviews with top lumber professionals and discussion of current events in the industry.
Whether it be lumber grading, industry and market trends, or who's who in lumber, we hope to extend your current tally on industry knowledge.
It's just that last part, just really gets you going.
A little beat drop.
Let me drop. Oh yeah, also I got my horn again.
Let's go.
You have your horn and you have your tribute wall behind you. So if you're watching this live, you can see Trent's tributes.
Yes, let's bring them out. Let's
bring them out, Trent.
It's been a very rough week for me with yesterday the passing of my childhood hero, Hulk Hogan. This is my official wrestle buddy from when I was a child, still holding up somehow. He has now transitioned to a wrestle buddy for me and Quinn, more so Quinn, so she's got wrestling matches with him. And then one of my Ozzy Osbourne albums, technically it's Black Sabbath. So I've been listening to this a lot this week, especially the first Black Sabbath album. Me and Quinn have been listening from when I dropped her off and picked her off the camp, so she knows the words pretty well to Black Sabbath, The Wizard, and then NIB. So very proud of her. So,
Aww.
Well.
It's going to be a metal kid.
Yeah, rough week for you. I'm sorry. It's two of the greats.
Yeah, it's been, and I mean, the thing that I thought was really cool about Ozzy is just how, sometimes when people pass, you see, a segment of people, being sad, but, everyone, it's kind of cool to see how much everyone liked him, across, all music, because he was very influential, just, within, just starting basically heavy metal, and it's I started listening to him a lot even before he passed, just because the first album, Black Sabbath, and I swear I'll go off my nerd train, the first song, Black Sabbath on Black Sabbath, is such a creepy, cool song, and it's I always try to put myself back in, when it came out, and, having it, never hearing any music like that before, and putting on, headphones, listening to it on vinyl, and just being what am I hearing? Because, it's not like you had music like we did now, so it's the first time you're hearing, heavier, kind of dark music like that, and this had to be, that had to be just crazy to experience. So I think that's just a cool thing to think about. So, and then Hulk, obviously, my whole childhood, take your vitamins, be a real American, that was what I grew up with, he was my man right there. That was my childhood.
They both had reality TV shows there for a while.
Yes, they did.
Just crazy.
Darren!
And they're both in their 70s.
Yep.
Wow. In my opinion, that is not old enough. You need to go at least till your 90s or 100, so they're gone too soon.
But they did treat their bodies like shit.
Pretty aggressively. Yep.
Pretty aggressively.
They were both very aggressive in different ways, right?
Yes. Drugs.
Maybe not.
And then fun drugs, and then steroid drugs. And then also getting body slammed every day, and things like that. That doesn't help your body. After years,
no.
Me neither, so.
Yes, well, we raise our coffee cups to you.
I know.
Hulk and Ozzy.
To Hulk and Ozzy.
Aww.
And Theo, right? Theo passed away this week, too, from the cancer show, right? Yeah.
From who? What?
I forget his real name. Andy was telling me, Andy knows his full name, from the Cosbys. Oh my gosh, what's his real name? I'm blanking
Oh,
out.
right. Yeah,
I'm having a brain fart.
God, that's right. 3 people.
Yep. Because it always happens in threes. And Andy called that because after
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Thank you.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
So
He was such a little cutie on Cosby as well. What was his? He was Theo in the Cosby Show. Yeah, he was cute.
Oh.
But it's a rough week for people growing up in my era. It's just, you're losing all these people. You got TV, sports, and music. You're just ooh.
Right.
Do you have any positive news, Trent?
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, I give you one real quick random story that's not positive, but it's kind of positive. It starts out real bad. I had a chipmunk in my backyard I was trying to catch, and so I ordered a trap. And at first, I caught a mouse, and I didn't know how to dispose of the mouse, and I accidentally left him outside for too long, and then the mouse died of a heat stroke, and I felt really bad because I was going to go release it. And side note, I don't know if I did mention before, my mom told me I should drown it, which I was like, that's psychotic, Mom. I'm not going to drown it. I don't know what's wrong with you. So I reset the trap, and 2 days later, I caught a chipmunk, and I think it was the one I wanted. So I was good with this one, and I went and I released him properly, where I was able to release him based on the guidelines around here to the proper people. So that was my win, and that's a pretty positive story. You know, I helped fix my house, and I only killed one animal.
Trent, would you mind if I connected you with my grandma later? Because she's been trying to catch a squirrel for the entire summer.
Guess what?
And I'd really like her to put the trap away, but she won't put the trap away because she's trying to catch a squirrel. And she puts really weird things in there to catch it.
I caught a squirrel yesterday on accident. I wasn't trying to. Like a full squirrel in a small trap. You got to use peanut butter and black seed for like bird seed. Like they love it. It's like crack for them. And like the squirrel was in a not proper trap, and like he was flipping out, so I let him out because I didn't want him killed.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. You know, you guys could just text. You could be friends. She needs some friends, so.
I had to catch another one.
You don't mind, right, Trent? You don't mind?
I am all about exterminating squirrels when they're problematic, because they had one in my attic and it was the worst thing. So yeah, I'm there for it.
I read some positive news last night. You know how they have always said 10,000 steps a day is what you should aim for? Well, they have scientifically proven that it's really only 7,000 steps that you need to get to that where benefits start happening.
I think it was 7,200 technically, just for what it's worth.
Okay, yeah. So add a couple more.
Hey, you gotta get that 200 in, otherwise it ain't gonna happen, right?
Hey, Chels, I almost screenshotted you the other day. I had 13,000 steps.
Oh my God, what were you doing that day?
That was the day I walked the track.
Oh, hey, that's a good little trend to do while he's in football.
I know. It works out well. I really want to get the Aura ring.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I asked my friends that have one, and they said it's not great for like the workout stuff, but the sleep stuff it's good for. Like if you want to track like quality of your sleep and how your like recovery is, but it's not great. It's not the best workout tracker.
I only want it for steps.
That's what I would want it for too.
Does that mean it's not good for steps then?
I mean, they just said workout tracking, so I don't know what I would, I guess, take out
Could
of
you go ahead and dive a little deeper on that and let me know?
Yeah, because we all know pedometers are not they're not where it's at. They get lost. They fly off. They fly off your clothes. They're only standing on there by a clip. It's just didn't work. I did recover one. I found one of my lost pedometers, so that's good. But
what's wrong? Don't you use the watches? Is that not good?
No, we're over watches.
We're over it. We're over it. We've moved on from the watches. We need something else. Like the Aura makes sense. It's just expensive.
Yes.
Bulky, mixed reviews. So
and then I was thinking, like, you know, I've been trying to be able to do a pull-up this year, and if you have that on your finger and you're on the bar all the time, how is that going to work?
Oh, it wouldn't. You have to take it off for that, I think.
Great. So I'll lose it then?
Right. Yeah.
Immediately?
That's a problem I will never have for the rest of my life, so I'm glad.
All right. Should we talk about some lumber today, Trent?
Let's talk about lumber.
Sure. Alrighty. So, gonna circle back to kind of what we've historically seen, which is mergers and acquisitions. So, there was a pretty decent sized one, at least in the Northeast region, that was announced, which is Hammond Lumber is going to acquire Ware Butler Building Supply. So this is going to expand once completed on the 31st of July. Hammond Lumber's footprint from 22 to 34 locations. So that's a pretty big increase. So I mean,
that's huge.
Yeah. So I mean, they've made some other acquisitions recently and things of that nature as well. And so yeah, congratulations to both. Hammond's a great company, so I mean, they're gonna do an amazing job, I know, running them. So. You know, very, very excited for both of them.
Yeah, I recognize Hammond. I don't recognize Ware Butler, but I recognize the Hammond brand. So, cool,
yeah, they're in like the Maine area up there, and I want to say maybe in
New Hampshire.
Hampshire too, but I know they're Ware Butler's in Maine. I'm trying to, yeah. I don't know if they have one, but I know for sure that they're mainly in Maine. That was kind of redundant, but yeah. I didn't even try to do that. I'll be here all day, folks. Thank you. Yes. Another interesting one. There's not a lot of information on this. I just saw this and I thought this was a pretty big potential merger that kind of has flown under the radar. I mean, it was just announced yesterday, but I didn't see it get as much publicity as I thought, which is Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern have discussed that they were going to potentially merger. It's just a literary announcement that, and it even says there can be no assurances as to whether this agreement or transaction will be reached, or any terms, but it was one where they both made it public individually, which means there's something behind it. And that's, I mean, we saw, was it, Canadian Pacific and Kansas Southern, right? Isn't that right? What it was? Because it's now CPKS or whatever it is, combined like a couple years ago. So it's just interesting to see a lot of these large rail companies just get even larger. So, like I said,
this is the weirdest press release I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They do not intend to make additional comments or provide an update on this matter.
They will once something definitive happens. And like the only thing I can think of is if like they're just like trying to get ahead of any news leaking out potentially.
Yeah.
It's very like, hey, this could happen, but it might not. But I don't know. My thought is always if they're making an announcement that there's a possibility, that seems like there's a good possibility, or they're like, on both sides. Because a lot of times, we see it, with other ones where if it's only one side, the one side will put out and the other one will be like, well, I don't know about this, man. Kind of like we saw with like QXO and everything. But both of them put out almost the identical press release. So, I mean, I feel like there's at least a decent chance, or, better than zero.
Yeah, I guess it's
Better
how you
than
stay
zero.
ahead. It's how you stay ahead of rumors. If you're the one that's first to communicate,
Exactly.
it's important.
Bingo.
But yeah, that'd be big. I'm not well versed on this kind of stuff, but sometimes the government can stop these types of things from happening, right? If it's like two big enough companies,
I mean, they can, but they don't really have a great track record of stopping really big ones. I mean, like, theoretically, yes, but I mean, if they get the Canadian Pacific one, I just don't see how personally they're going to stop this one. I mean, yes, the answer is yes, but in reality, they tend to just let things go. I mean, a lot of times, sometimes they might have to sell certain, assets, but I mean, we'll see. But yes, you are correct, but who knows? I don't have a lot of faith in them, in their monopoly-based rulings.
Right.
That's just me, though, personally.
I know. I kind of want to see a map of like where Union Pacific is and where Norfolk Southern is, and what that would look like.
Well, when the last one went by, it really has increased traffic substantially right by my house. We have a train line that goes by very quickly. And I mean, it went from having like one or two trains, at most of the day to, up from like 8 to 12 roughly, give or take. So I mean, they can change things a lot, so. Mm-hmm. But I mean, a lot of cities complain, but they're like, cool. Anyway, this is happening.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Hey, America's built on railroads, man.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, on some happier news, as you'd asked for earlier, Kent Bond is retiring from All Coast Forest Products, effective also on July 31st. So, congratulations to Kent after a 45-year career in the lumber industry. Pretty amazing, and always awesome to see people that have stayed in the industry finally get their time to kind of sail in the sunset and relax and enjoy the retirement, which is awesome. We've seen a lot of retirements recently, so it's kind of tough. A lot of these people are
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying a lot of people that you get into the industry with that are mentors or people that you're like you think of when you think of the industry. When they start to retire, you're like, man, it's rough. The shows are start to be different. You don't see all the same people you used to see. It's like, oh man.
Yeah. Is
I
he
love
gonna
this
stay
picture.
on? Is he gonna stay on at all, or is he done? Because I know since Elk Creek acquired them, is there any timeline of him just staying on, maybe as an advisor, or did that say?
No.
It didn't say
Doesn't
specifically. Obviously, I would imagine that maybe in some capacity he could potentially be there. That's what you've seen a lot, but I mean, it doesn't specifically say it. So usually when it doesn't say that, once again, don't know, but it tends to mean they're not going to be in a like a transitional one. But also to be fair, a lot of times when you see that, it'll be public companies, or it's one like this is a little bit different since they just got acquired as well. So it could just be like the perfect timing for everything. So
yeah.
Okay, I have to read this part because it's so sweet. Kent often said this was never an 8-to-5 job. It was his life, a passion, a privilege, an honor, and above all, a career filled with relationships that have meant the world to him. He considers himself lucky to have worked alongside the finest people he has ever known.
Oh, like, that's so nice.
That's
Okay,
adorable.
Trent, we need your little blowhorn for that one.
Congratulations.
That
I enjoy that way too much. Goodness gracious. Now onto the kind of, general market, like how things are doing. The 30-year mortgage rate is averaging at 6.74%. So it hasn't really moved a lot recently, over the past week, or as we spoke about, I think recently, like in general.
Literally, hasn't moved at all.
It's like just oddly,
Stagnant.
right there. So, if it doesn't
Stagnant.
change, if you look at historically, it should be some sort, at least as of last year, it should be some sort of a decent change, but who knows? And as you can imagine, with not a lot of change, mortgage applications increased only by 0.8% from 1 week earlier. So, not a whole lot of movement, so we've been seeing that again, either when they dip a little bit because there hasn't been much movement, they increase like weirdly large amounts, or maybe it makes sense. Then, when there's not a lot of movement, it seems to be, kind of it's like, meh, because we've seen either barely any movement or just gratuitous movements.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's interesting to say the least.
Has Alyssa said anything, our real estate buddy? Has she said anything about the market lately?
No, but she's busy. She's super busy. So think deals are still happening.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's still active market, so maybe that's what's keeping them where they're at.
Yep. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. Like I said, I saw a bunch more houses that were for sale recently in a neighborhood we were at the other day. So I'll be interested to see how long it takes those to sell. Because here, like I said, it's been a little bit longer on my street, but everything, to your point, is still selling. It's not like the market when it was like on and off. But still, people are getting pretty much what they're asking for. Just might take a month or so as compared to like days. But still, whatever. It's still a pretty good market across the board. So.
The house on my street sold, so my dreams of Chelsea being my neighbor are officially over.
For now.
For now.
It's the third house that's gone for sale on my street that I've tried to convince Chelsea to buy.
Okay, one was so creepy, I literally can't even believe you took me inside. There was the weirdest dungeon and vibes.
True. Okay, true. I'll give her that.
I gotta want to see this.
And then the one that just sold was like, I don't know, very unaffordable for me.
Also, all of them are 3-bedroom, which is like the dumbest thing in the world. Do people only have one kid?
Yeah,
many
like
bedrooms?
how do you
3.
3?
Like, we have 3 bedrooms and it's not enough at all. Like, this was a starter home. It's supposed to be until everything happened. So, we're just at the point, like I said, like, we're trying to add on to our houses because it's the most logical thing at this point. Like, 3 bedrooms, it seems like if you're buying later, don't do it. I'd go with 4 at a minimum. Goodness.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, what are those lumber prices doing?
Let's see. Well, they are up 2% or $11 from the previous week. Uh-oh, here we go.
Woo!
Up to $530. So they were at, as the simple math tells us, $519. So, it's good to see some more
Keep
movement.
climbing.
Like it, I
Climbing
like
up,
it a lot.
guys.
Yes. So good. I think news all around. A good week of news. Happy stuff. Started off pretty, rough, but I think we rounded out very happy.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Any, we haven't talked about tariffs or CBD, ADD for a while. Are there any updates on that front, Trent or Natalie? We have August, right? It's potentially going in the register, the CBD, ADD increase.
It was supposed to be end of July, and I haven't heard anything.
I thought that there was final answers it's supposed to be happening on the 1st, right? For some of the other like tariffs, but they keep getting moved back. So I feel like people are kind of just like it's going to get moved. So until they stop getting moved back, I think that it's just kind of like people are almost not taking them seriously for those countries.
There is an update though on the very first administrative review, AR1, that came out yesterday.
Oh,
Ooh, what's that?
Basically, the panel issued its final decision regarding AR1, and that's the one that obviously everyone's appealed every AR, so that one got appealed, and they basically are claiming that Commerce made errors that affected the rate calculations, and they go into like the 2 key errors, and it's math. I'm not going to get into it. So basically, Commerce has to revise its analysis addressing both of the errors that they made, and that could lower the rates for 2017-2018 entries, though not guaranteed, but it could. Anyways, long story short, final resolution is not expected until late 2026. Oh.
My God. We're going to be on our little deathbeds, and I'll be like, I remember an AR1 was happening. And it's like still getting kicked down the road.
Yeah, AR1, 2026.
Awesome.
Back in my day, we were on AR1.
Yeah.
That's on like
It's
AR
so bad.
555. Wow. Cool.
So
No
that's all I got. Yay.
Yay.
Well, it's great to see you guys today.
Yeah, good to see you guys
Wonderful.
as well.
Well, hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Yeah, I'm sending you guys nothing but love and light.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Chels. Will we see you next week, Chelsea?
I'll be gone next week.
Oh, so I guess maybe we shouldn't, because without Trent, we don't have news.
I am in New York City next Friday. New York.
And then the following week, Chelsea and I are both out. So I guess we're going on a 2-week break.
Yep. Summer's really hit and miss, guys, but, you know, we
After
love
that, though,
you.
it's pretty much I'm back and not going anywhere for a while.
We'll be back in business. That's
Back
right.
in business.
Back to school, we'll call that episode. Back
There
to
you
school.
go. I like it. I like it. Look at you on the fly and everything.
All right. Well, I'll see
right,
you guys
In 3 weeks. Sounds good.
Okay.
We'll have lots to report, I'm sure.
Yes.
See ya.